friends in the pits and you take no prisoners. 1 minute you're up $500,000 in soybeans, and the next, boom, your kids don't go to college and they've repossessed your Bentley. Are you with me?
The revolution starts now.
We have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Turn those machines back on!
And we have to start by building a wall, a big, beautiful, powerful wall.
Show me the money!
You are fake news.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
I don't know when they decided that they wanted to make a virtue out of selfishness.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on Earth.
And that's the revolution here on Lake Effect Radio. Streaming live at lakeeffectradio.org or .org/studio. Why was I thinking I was going to say .com?
I don't know.
Things do happen like that. But we have a special guest here. Well, actually two. In that we have a group out of Toledo, the K&B. How are you doing? It's Kane and Kyle, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
It happens. It's easy to mess it up because they both start with the same letter, and that's kind of how we picked our band name. Our band name is essentially both of our initials because that's the only thing we can remember.
Fair enough.
So it's easy enough.
I was going to ask what was sort of the backstory of that.
Yeah, it was. We've been playing music since we were little kids because we're twin brothers, so you got to find something to do. And back then it was garage band rock and roll stuff, but when we started taking it more serious, we were like, let's think of a name that's cool and short and sweet and makes sense for us. So that's kind of how we stumbled upon it. Thanks.
This fits right in. So when you guys first started playing, were you just playing with like instruments your parents got you for Christmas, or did you like save up to buy something special?
Not even that cool. Like it was I had like a drum pad for concert band in elementary school.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And one of the first songs we wrote, there was just a melody and then me hitting the drum really hard.
I love that.
I would occasionally try to write something on guitar. It was always super horrible. And then eventually Kyle got a keyboard that we just like abused. Like it,
Yeah, so
that thing.
Yeah, our parents got me a keyboard because I started taking piano lessons, but not very long after I started, I kind of quit them because I was too busy, not paying attention, and I was like bored by it. But then I had this keyboard. I'm like, what am I going to do with it? So I just started going on YouTube, like how to play Yellow by Coldplay or something like that. So that's kind of how I got more comfortable playing. And then we started just, he'd be in the basement playing guitar, and I just go there and bring the keyboard, like, hey, what are you doing? It kind of just happened pretty seamlessly. And then talent shows ensued. Got some friends who kind of knew how to play instruments to, do a probably terrible Blues Brothers tribute band that started with Thunderstruck for some reason.
That was crazy. We played a Soul Man by Blues Brothers for some reason. I don't know why we did that, first of all. But we opened it with Thunderstruck, which makes zero sense. But I guess you could say we were just super creative.
yeah, you could say that. Those are two great choices.
Well, it goes the other aspect, like we sort of did in jazz band, that at one of the end spring, concerts and that, we never really even practiced. We just started doing, what was it? It was A Long Way to Rock, If You Want to Rock and Roll, AC/DC and that. We were just waiting, and it sounded like we practiced that like all along, but it was the first time any of us ever did it.
That's a great one to just play for like an hour straight and just, hop off each other and riff off each other. It reminds me of, I immediately think of School of Rock at the
yes,
at the end of it, for sure.
So is there a specific group or person that really resonates with you two, or is it different for Kyle, different for Kane?
I kind of started leaning toward the alternative rock stuff like back in like the 2010s. I can't believe I said that out loud. But like, like Coldplay in 2012 and like the Killers, and then bands kind of like Phoenix, that type of music. But like right now, it's ebbed and flowed to like pure like pop music, back into the alternative side of stuff. But right now, I like my favorite bands is the 1975, I guess. That's probably the one I listen to the most. But like, we've gotten to the point where we came full circle. Like, you go through a phase where you only listen to this type and everything else is crap to you. But then you get to the end of it and it's like, okay, I can appreciate what this thing is doing for this genre, and like have a fun time listening to it. So
Yeah, for myself, around when he was listening to like Coldplay and the Killers, I think at that point I was obsessed with like Megadeth and Iron Maiden and stuff. But then we went to a Coldplay concert together, and I kind of begrudgingly went. Like, I was like, "Oh, this is like soft, bro." I was like that guy in high school, and then I went to this concert, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing."
Yeah, this is a good band.
And then, yeah, and then I became a super fan after that. And then in college, all different types of music. I became like a jazz snob for like a summer, and then I was like, oh, I'm insufferable to be around. I need to stop doing this.
I've only ever met one person that was into jazz. He wasn't a snob though. He was a good guy.
Oh, nice.
He was into the real slow, smooth jazz.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people that like jazz like a lot of other music, but I was super like, if it's not complicated, it's not cool, And then, yeah, I've come back around to that. I think like in general, just pop music is what I enjoy most. Just catchy songs that are meaningful, and sometimes they sound super, and this is kind of how our music is. It can sound super happy. Just like, oh, this is just a fun song. And then you dig deeper into the lyrics and you're like, oh, there's a lot being said here that is not so happy, or like that is a little deeper than it seems. Favorite artist currently to listen to is probably Kendrick, which our music sounds nothing like, obviously, but like
I like Kendrick too.
Yeah, I just think anybody that is the best, you can't help but love that. So that's what I listen to a lot right now. I do find myself not listening to that much music lately. I think when you play music so much, you start listening to it less sometimes. It's like when I'm driving in the car, I just want quiet or something, or like I'll listen to a podcast.
No, I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big fan. He's a big fan of driving with nothing on for 3 hours to a gig, and it kind of
okay. That's a bit much. 3 hours is a bit much.
I don't know if I
But
could.
like on the way home from Lakeland, some days I just need to hear the wind in my window. I don't need no music.
Yeah, podcast too, or like sadly I'm a Browns fan, so like a sports show on the way home. Like,
me too, man. Me too.
It's tough. It's tough.
So that actually led me to my next question. Has there ever been a time for you guys when other things in your life got in the way of your passion for your music?
I think there were times that just made it harder to be inspired. As of late, I've been going through that. It just feels like we're kind of living in a powder keg sometimes. So it's like finding, and I don't want to just. I feel like when we write music, I want to like at least give something of inspiration or hope, and it's sometimes tough to do that when you're in a rut. Um, but yeah, that's the most. I always want to write music. It's just the inspiration sometimes is hard to pull from as of late.
Yeah, we've definitely consistently worked on it. I don't think we've had a period, unless it's out of my memory, but where we just stopped completely. I don't think we've ever done that. But there have been phases where we have a string of gigs lined up, and on the weekend after a week of work, literally the last thing I want to do is drive to a gig. I'm like, dude, I just want to not have responsibilities and stuff. Like, I just want to stay home, you know? And I mean, there was definitely a period, probably a good 6 months of that. Sometime, like once in a while, you'll have like this space of time where gigs are just not, and you'll have a string of bad ones in a row where like it's nothing you're doing, but just the situations around the gig.
What makes a bad gig? That's what you're talking about. It might not have been you. Could have been anything. Like, what would those things be?
A lot of times it could be something as simple as like a technical difficulty, where
just making things harder.
Yeah. So like, for example, we played a gig recently where we were playing outside, and a lot of our show is our laptops are set up and there's tracks and everything's kind of programmed since there's only 2 of us playing. And we were set up outside, and the shade was like, it was shaded. So we were like, oh, we're good. But then once the first artist started playing, they were played for like a half hour. And once they started playing, the sun came out and it was really hot. So we weren't able to go up and like move our gear. And so then by the time we got up there, our laptops had overheated. So then the tracks weren't working. So we had to like do an audible and play the whole show like acoustically, which we hadn't prepared for. So we were just kind of winging it for this show. And it would have been like there were a lot of people there too. And it would have been really cool to do like our real show. And then I think 2 days later, like that same week, we had a show, and everything that went right or went wrong the first show were like going well. We're like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, torrential downpour.
Oh no.
And we were outside at that show as well. So then we had to like.
Did your stuff get ruined?
No, thank God. The stage was covered, but the wind was so bad that the rain was blowing.
Right. Oh.
So then we quickly packed up all of our stuff and basically like threw it into the car. And so we had to cut our set like short. And that was another show where there were a lot of people there too. And that was all in the same week. So sometimes stuff like that'll happen where you're like, why do I do this to myself?
Stuff that's out of your control.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mother
And then
Nature
there's sometimes stuff that both of us, since we've got tracks, we got the in-ears, we can so clearly hear like if I hit the wrong note, or if I accidentally sing the wrong word. But like at the end of the day, 99% of the people watching don't have any clue. So it's sometimes a tough battle. I always have to remind myself like people are probably having a good time. Don't let you squeaking when you're trying to sing a high note ruin the rest of the show for everybody. So like there's little stuff like that. But yeah, like what Kane was saying, the past those couple gigs in a row of like worst case scenario, a scenario that I've been dreading in my head like for years happened.
The
like
rain
in the same way. It was the laptops stopped working right when we were getting ready to play, and then the torrential downpour. It was like hurricane force wind, and like we got there, it was perfectly sunny, and like there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Damn.
And then and then the person running the event came up like after one of the songs, and I was like, what's up? And she goes, can I have the mic? And she said, there's a storm coming. It's gonna be here in 5 minutes. We're gonna keep playing the music until we are obligated not to. And so we finished the next song, and then they were like, okay, take shelter. Like, it was just like pandemonium. And then all of a sudden it was just like raining so bad. But I was telling Kane that week, like we got in the car and we, got out of the place we were parked at. And I was like, the universe really doesn't want us to keep going, but we're going to keep going. Like, I feel like this is like the universe is testing us. It's like, do you really want to be a musician? Okay, bet. And then throwing all that at us, but we made it through.
Do you guys have like a routine you go through when you're going to record or when you're writing a song, or do you just kind of go with the flow and how it feels?
Yeah, it kind of depends with songwriting. Sometimes I'll write a full song and bring it to him, and then sometimes it's vice versa. And then there's been a few times where I think it always ends up being some of my favorite songs when we're both in the same room and like you weren't planning on writing a song, but like you have the keyboard out or something and you start playing something and then you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you just like, those seem to happen in like 5 minutes and then it's like pretty close to done. But the once the song is written as a demo, then we just bring it to each other, and then that's where I guess more of a process would come into play of like, okay, let's take like a couple of hits at this and see like what are we hearing that we don't like, and then it's like very subtle arguing about we should have this, we shouldn't have this, this should be louder, blah blah blah. But then it's mixing and mastering and all that stuff.
Nice.
You guys want to jump to one of your guys' tracks?
Sure, totally.
You want to do Goodbye to You?
Yeah, this one's this is our newest song. Came out with it a couple months ago, and it's kind of like a breakup song, but being, I don't know, respectful of the good feelings that were had. Does that sum it up, Kane?
That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And here we go. Spotlight here on Lake Effect Radio. The KB, Goodbye to You.
Feeling today that we're getting in each other's way. I think my fear is coming true, 'cause this is something we can't get through. Ooh. Now you're crying on the phone 'cause you have to be alone. Ooh. I guess I'm doing it too. Say goodbye to you, but here I am, it's what I have to do. I don't really want to say goodbye to you, but if I stay, we're gonna lose. I got you blocked on my phone. Don't worry, you did nothing wrong. Can't see your face because it takes me back to that place. Ooh. When we would talk on the phone and you felt like my home. Ooh. Today I'm really missing you. I don't really want to say goodbye to you, but here I am, it's what I don't really want to say goodbye to you, but if I stay, we're gonna got a tattoo that night trying to make it feel right. temporary payment. When I see it, I'm just thinking of you.
Nice.
So,
Thank you.
You tell us about that show you got coming up on the Friday the 17th.
Yeah, so we're playing in Akron, Ohio, at a place called Matinee. It's our first time playing there, but we're playing with Shavar Dante, who we've played a couple shows with, as well as Ruptured Sky and Towers. So it's going to be a good show. Pretty chill, pretty laid back. I always try to tell people, like, our goal for a live show is just to let you come in and forget about what's happening outside of the room. And yeah, it's just all about having a good time and, you know, meeting friends and stuff. We'll have merch for sale there. We'll have free merch there. And yeah, we'll just get to, you know, chop it up a little bit and have a good time.
So you talk with the fans at the end of the show?
Totally, yeah. I mean, we try to get off the stage as quick as possible because we just hate putting our gear away. So, yeah, we're always like, hey, when we're done playing, come see us at the merch table and we can just, you know, just talk. Like, I love hearing where people came from and why and how they ended up there, because it's a cool thing about a live show. Like, we go to these places that we might never go to again, and see all these people that we might only see once in our lives, but we all have that moment together. And that's ultimately what we try to do, is make a cool moment. And we've added some new stuff to the live show recently. We have a light show that syncs up to all our songs, and we just found this year, we found an old box TV in our dad's basement and figured out how to pump graphics into it that are synced up to the songs. So it's a cool experience.
That's pretty interesting.
That's our third member of the band.
Is the TV?
We can't pay any.
Well, how heavy it is.
basically, those box TVs are heavy.
Dude, it's like, yeah. It's like
sound
carrying...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's like carrying a drummer, and so it kind of evens out.
We had a sound guy one time. The TV is in like a bass drum case, and the sound guy was like, "Can I help you guys carry some stuff?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." And he's carrying it thinking that it's a drum because he doesn't see it. And he goes, "What do you got in here, a pile of rocks?" And we're like, "No, it's actually a TV from 1999. He's like, "Oh, okay."
I would have loved to see his face after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
That's
always
pretty
good
funny.
to see, like when we go to set up and like we open that, unzip the case and then pull a TV out, people are just like, what the heck? So
You're definitely gonna attract some attention. Has there been a show that stands out for you guys that was like the most influential for you, or the best performance you had?
what do you think?
Like, what specific show like do you feel like had the most?
I think that we played, and anytime we play in like Columbus, it's usually a good show because that's like a really cool music town. We played there, I think in 2019, we were opening for another band. So it was their show and it was like sold out though. And it was like a 300 cap room. So it was like shoulder to shoulder, and, you know, nobody knew who we were, and we were just opening out the show, and super nervous, you know. And we played and like the crowd loved it. Like they were going crazy. And that was one of the first moments where it was like, oh, this is those are things you remember where when you're feeling like discouraged, you kind of picture that and you're like, okay, this is what the goal is, you know what I mean? And we played another show in Columbus at the same venue actually a couple of years later. I think it was last year. And similar situation. There was a band that we were opening for, and like their audience really liked us too. So any moment like that where you're kind of opening and no one knows who you are and you kind of have this like, ooh, I got to win these people over. That's always, it really makes you play better. So your sets just naturally are, that little bit of nerves that you have, I think actually make you more focused. I notice when I'm like super chill about a show, I play like crap. I have to have, and that must just be how I am, because I feel like Kyle doesn't get nearly as nervous as I do. Like he's just sort of like, yeah, I'll be good, you know? And maybe he's just faking it and talking me down because I'm always freaking out. But
you finally figured it out. No, no, I noticed when we play like a bigger show like that, like we played a Pride Festival in Toledo, Ohio, and there were like multiple hundreds of people, and like you go and set up and they're like kind of waiting for you. So the adrenaline like really kicks in. And then when our click track started, I was like, something feels wrong, but it's because I was so hyped up that the click felt slower. So it kind of helps. It like helped me lock in because I'm like, oh, it feels easier to play. Like I was playing drums for one of the bits, and yeah, it's just show. But he's like he said, shows like that help power you through like the dive bar with 2 people watching. So we always treat it like there are thousands watching.
That's definitely a good attitude to have.
yeah, you have to if you're gonna like survive. Like, because there are gonna be a ton of shows you play where nobody's there. You know what I mean? And like I remember we've done this a few times. They have bands at Cedar Point, and you'll kind of post up for a week and you'll play for the entire week, and people are like, they've just gone on a roller coaster, they're eating barbecue, they don't care about your band, you know. And I remember like we've gotten a lot of people at gigs like that coming up to us too and like buying merch and following us and stuff. And but you'll also have people, I remember, I don't think Kyle saw this because he doesn't get to like look out as much as I do because he's kind of moving around doing other things. But I kind of people watch when we play because I want to find who likes it and really like focus on them, you know. But I did see this guy come up with his food, sit down, look directly at me, and then as he's looking at me, put in his Bluetooth headphones.
Wow.
And I was like, and I don't think he meant anything by it. Yeah, I know. I don't think he like meant it, but I definitely took it that way. And I was like, this guy sucks, you know?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
He
definitely knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He definitely did. What if he was listening to one of your other songs that you weren't playing?
You know what? That's a great point. Maybe he was.
That's like a 1 out of 99 thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if it's 1 out of 99.
It must be a little bit generous.
So, I know you said something earlier about what is it, Kyle? Yeah. Playing keyboard. You also play the drums. So, how many instruments do you guys use in total?
So we don't really use the drums anymore. It kind of became like we were only doing. I had like a floor tom and he had a 2 tom set up, and we would every once in a while go back there and do like these drum breaks, and they were really cool, but we only ended up doing them on like 2 songs, and it was like, okay, we're bringing 3 drums to a gig to play them on 2 of the 8 songs that we're playing. So we kind of retired those, but we each have a Akai keyboard that has like loops and samples and stuff in the pads on there. So we try to do crazy stuff like that to just we realize fully, like, as a duo, you're missing one of the most important things in like a live band scenario, which is like a drummer. Like, so we've from jump tried to figure out cool ways to like compensate for that, and like, so we each have a keyboard, and then he plays guitar and bass, and is there anything else? I mean, we both sing.
Yeah, both vocals. Yeah, so guitar, bass, keyboard, vocals.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it makes it more fun to jump around and stuff, especially if you're a band using tracks. You have to there has to be like a visual element, I think, to the show. That's where like the lights and the TV thing come in. And also, I've definitely seen bands that use tracks, and we've been this band before when we first started doing it, where there'll be like, 10 seconds where neither member is playing anything. And so then it becomes really obvious, like, oh, no one's playing right now. And so then it almost turns into like glorified karaoke a little bit.
No, I
So
can definitely see where you're coming from
you
with
gotta,
that.
yeah, you got to be like really conscious about what you play and stuff. So, I mean, we'd love one day to have a couple band members back there, playing some of the other parts and stuff, but it's one of those things where we feel like we have a good handle on it with just the two of us. So,
Nice.
so we just keep it that way for now.
You guys want to jump to another track?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Your guys' choice.
Ooh.
I would say a good chill song for driving at midnight would be a song called Cliche.
I was looking at that one.
Yeah, it's about, we wrote it about just a night out with your friends and living in the moment. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
back to real life, back to real life, back to real life. Like a celebrity, so everybody starts loving me. I'm tired of being so insecure. All I need to do is fix my exterior, change my attitude to uninterested. If there's something that I want, I'm gonna request it. My Instagram is gonna take flight if I work out and eat right. I'm standing tall. Jacket to hide my doubt, blow all the money in my bank account, post pictures in a private jet, then see how many DMs I get. Change my attitude to uninterested. If there's something that I want, I'm gonna request it. My Instagram is gonna take flight if I work out and eat right. I'm standing tall. Clothes anymore. I don't wanna feel these lows anymore. I don't wanna be on my phone anymore. But I'm sick of feeling smaller, so I think I'm gonna change my attitude to uninterested. If there's something that I want, I'm gonna request it. My Instagram is gonna take flight if I work out and eat right. I'm standing tall, it don't matter at all. Don't take the call, it don't matter at all. And if I fall, it won't matter at all. One, two, three. It's moving once again. moving once again.
Okay, we are back. And not what you just heard was the last one was in a spin. Not including Celebrity was prior to that.
Was it Cliche?
Well, not including Cliche was before that one.
We did
so
three.
it's sort of like 3 in 3.
All right.
So I forgot to ask you guys in the first segment. It should have been my first question. How old are you guys?
What are we, 29 now?
Yes.
Oof.
What are we?
So, and you said you guys have been doing this since you were, young.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would that be? Like more than 10 years now? Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started being in bands when we were like 15,
with like friends.
Yeah, and it was more like cover bands, like classic rock, stuff like that. As far as the 2-piece thing, it's been a little under 10 years doing that. So that's like, recent is the wrong word, but feels recent, especially with the pandemic. I feel like that 3-year span feels like one long year to me. But yeah, so 2017, I think, was when we really started doing that. And then really consistently releasing music. We only started doing it, in my opinion, consistently enough like last year or the year before, because we were doing a lot more live shows before that. And then we kind of realized, we want to release a lot of stuff because we have a lot of songs. So yeah, we started doing that more recently.
So when COVID happened, how did that affect you guys? Like, give me everything.
Yeah, so when it first started, we were like, oh, it's only gonna be 2 weeks, we'll be fine. Actually, in January of that year, we had a show scheduled, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, the artist we were supporting canceled the whole tour. We're like, man, he must be really sick. And then 2 months later, like, the whole world shuts down.
Whole world's sick.
Yeah, right. So I feel like I'm like a lot of people in that I kind of liked it for a second, because it was just like a cleanse from the busyness, because we were ramping up. We had built a lot of momentum in 2019 from a live show standpoint, and like getting further out to places we wanted to play, and we had some stuff scheduled, and it all just got wiped away pretty much.
Do you think that you're back to where you were in 2019?
I think it's just changed. So obviously when COVID happened, simultaneously TikTok started becoming a real thing, and by the time like venues were operating back how they used to operate, being a musician, I think, changed a lot. So now we tried going at it like we did in 2019, which was the most shows we ever played. We tried going back to that, and it didn't produce like the same like impact for us. So we made a conscious decision a couple years ago, or maybe last year, to try and pick and choose the live shows a little more, and then spend the rest of that time really trying to hone in on the social media side of things, to try and get people to find us, because we saw, I mean, there were countless opportunities, or countless examples of musicians that are now like top 10 Billboard artists that were probably working as musicians for decades, but then started putting their stuff on TikTok, and then it just like blows up, and now they're like playing SNL every time they're on their new album cycle. So it's like we're like we think our music has has a strong potential. We think we write cool music. So,
And real quick,
yeah.
what is your guys' TikTok page and other social media pages?
Yeah, so all of our social media is the handle is at the KB Music, and that's actually our website too, thekbmusic.com. If you go there, all the social media links are there. All our YouTube videos are embedded there. All our music is accessible there. But yeah, the KB Music is our handle.
You heard it here first. Go check them out.
But let's say from a year from today, where do you guys want to progress to?
That's a great question. I think that one of the big things I've actually been thinking about this recently that is tough about being an artist is that's not something you can really predict. Like, but I mean, in an ideal world, we'd love to be touring and playing venues where we could go. Our goal is we want to be able to go to any city and be able to play in like sorry, that was very loud. Be able to play in like a theater and sell it out. That's like, step one of where we'd want to be. So, I believe we can make that happen. Timing wise, you never really know. Like, it could take a year, it could take two, so what our focus is really just, at least right now, is just putting out a lot of music and then putting out a lot of, content to go. I hate using that word, but like,
you're a content creator now,
videos.
man.
Yeah, I know. But to like go with the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of and companion pieces, I guess, is the more pretentious way to say it. But like, that's kind of the main goal. And I would really love to open for an artist that's going on tour or something, that type of thing. And I've seen bands do that. But yeah, timing wise, who knows? I know I've heard a lot of artists say, I don't remember who I heard say this, but they said my life a year ago was completely different. Like, if you would have told me a year from now I was going to be here, I would have laughed in your face, And that's all any musician can hope for, is that a year from now I'll be laughing at like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? So you just got to keep your head down and
just keep swimming, like Dory says.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Right.
is there like a reoccurring issue that you guys face? Like, what is like the biggest problem you guys have to deal with when you're making your music?
Ooh, I have one. When you first write a song, you think, I'm speaking for myself, okay? When I first write a song, I'm like, if it's good, I go through a phase for like a day. It's short-lived where I'm like, dude, I'm the man. Like, I'm the best. This song's amazing. Can't wait to show Kyle. And I'll literally show him and be like, you want to hear the best song you've ever heard in your life? Like, I get really hyped up about it. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then he either says, if he goes, he has two reactions. He'll go, dude, oh my God, that's great. We need to do that. And that means, yes, let's do it. And then if he goes, cool, then it's like, all right, we're scrapping that one. But
I love that.
yeah, so that's the best part, is like showing him and then him being excited. But then we start working on it together, and that's exciting. And recording it, we might run into some speed bumps during the recording process, like what lyric to say, or us arguing about a take, like if Kyle doesn't like a take and I do, or that type of thing. And then once the mixing of it starts, once I start like mixing the song, I go through a phase of, oh wait, this song might actually be horrible, because you're hearing the song at its like worst, like everything's stripped down, there's no
components.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, I might suck at this, and then eventually something clicks in where you're like, oh wait, I do like this song. And then you put it out, and then you never listen to it again after you put it out, usually.
Really?
At least for myself, I actually recently listened to some of our music because we were getting ready for a show, and I was like, I want to tighten up my backup vocals a little bit. It's just been a while since I've like sat there and worked on those. So I made a playlist of the songs and would sing it like on my drive to work just to like practice a little bit. And I realized, I was like, this is the first time I've listened to these songs since they came out a year ago. Because you hear it so many times that once it's out, you kind of like, I'll listen to it maybe once or twice once it's out. And then after that, it's sort of like on to the next thing. You just keep going, and you're always like trying to do something better than what you already did. So you kind of, it's in the rear view mirror at that point.
Oh, fair enough. Especially because you guys put out quite a few singles this year.
Yeah,
that was the focus we wanted to do this year because I think it was the very beginning of last year we put out our second album, which we love how it turned out, and it was we think like the strongest album we've done, like project as a whole yet. We think they all go really well together and like sonically sound like they belong together. But then we kind of just rode that most of last year. So then we were like, the first thing we wanted to do was take some of what we call our hits, which are just basically when people come up to us at a show, they're like, I really liked that song, or I really liked that song. Or like when we've put out songs in the past, family or friends will text us and be like, this song is cool. So when we get love from it, we always keep in the back of our heads. So we were like, we want to take these songs that we put out when we started doing this as a duo and we didn't quite know how to make it sound how we wanted it to. Now we kind of figured it out. So we were like, let's polish these up and make them how they were always supposed to sound. So that's what the EP that we put out earlier this year was. We called it These Are Good, right? Because that's pretty much what was going through our head when we were redoing them. But then we came out with the two singles that are brand new songs, which is Not Happy For You and Goodbye to You. But there's definitely more to come. Working hard on it, and it's always so exciting that the industry has made it New Music Friday, so it's always on a Friday. We tried Thursdays to mix it up and it didn't go well. Well, it didn't go bad, it just felt wrong. So we, that Friday of, it finally hits, I have to update the website and stuff, and then listening to it on my drive to the day job, or I'm going to Dunkin', listening to it and being like, all right, we sent it months ago to the distributor, like, here we go, hopefully it sounds right.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, and it's such a good feeling when it's the song plays and then the next song, Apple Music will like put a song of an artist that I really like, and it's like comparable from a quality standpoint. I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere. So yeah.
What do you do for your day job?
I do graphic design, so I also kind of use that. That's what I got my degree in college, and so I use that to make like the album art and design the website and make the merch. And so I always like sit back and I'm like, man, I probably saved us a lot of money by just figuring out how to do it. So yeah, it's a nice.
And what about
it's
you?
a nice
Kane?
balance.
I teach guitar and drums
Nice.
privately, and I teach percussion for like marching band as well.
Nice. One of the guys we interviewed yesterday was also a guitar and drum instructor.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it definitely, it's cool to be doing a job like my day job as music and stuff. I also think it's the reason that I don't listen to music that much in the car though too, because I've heard someone like pounding on the drums all day, like a 7-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, you just need just a little bit of quiet.
Yeah, it's great, but it also, yeah, you have to have a lot of patience. which is important, I think, for what we do.
Yeah, so it probably goes hand in hand, creating music and having to teach little kids. A lot of patience.
Yeah, I think that
That's
everything
how
that
it
we
is. That's how it is when he tries to teach me a song. It's the same thing.
Oh goodness.
funny too, because Kyle and I come at instruments from a completely different place. You know, like he was talking earlier about taking lessons, and I was taking lessons at the same time as him, but I was totally thrilled to be playing like Yankee Doodle and Ode to Joy. Like I didn't care what the song was. I was like, this is awesome. And I took lessons for like 5 years. And I remember when we were kids, like asking Kyle about his piano lesson, him saying like, yeah, my teacher has this really cool phone. Like that was like, he had this one type of phone that he liked. And that was like what he remembered from his lesson was like, that phone was super cool. But I also think that
the LG Envy.
Yeah, you and me are a lot alike, Kyle.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I also think it makes songwriting cool though, because sometimes because of the way that he learned piano, he's like basically self-taught, and I'm not at all. Like I can't be I don't have that gear in my, like I need someone to show me. That's the only way I can like learn something. And I think sometimes he'll write really cool chord progressions that I might not have thought of just because I can sometimes be a little too analytical about it. And so it'll be really neat. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. How am I going to play over top of that? You know?
Interesting.
So what was your first instruments you guys ever played?
Mine was the piano, definitely, yeah. And I didn't really venture out past that. I guess I did. I played bass for the first time at our most recent gig, but it's like,
how'd that go?
You know what? I think it went great, and I got a lot of people coming up. They were surprised, so
awesome.
It was iconic for me.
I was trying so hard not to cheese on stage when he was playing bass, because I was like, dude, I've been trying to get him to play bass. This is so cool. But yeah, it was very cool. But my first instrument was guitar, and then 2 years later I started drums, and I kept going with that. I guess I play keyboard, but
you learned it.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad as of right now. I'm trying to fill it in. I'm trying to get better, but there's only so many hours in a day where I can like actually sit down. I try to do like 20 minutes a day. I won't lie, I haven't done that in probably a month and a half though.
There's no shame in it, don't worry.
Yeah.
I only ever learned one instrument. That was saxophone back in middle school, and I did definitely not practice every day.
Dude, that's a hard instrument though.
It was fun. I miss it. I only did it for the 1 year band.
Yeah, I was a total band nerd. Like all 5 years, you know, all about it.
Oh yeah. So if you could go back, I want you to both answer this individually. If you could go back and talk to high school age you, and just give them one piece of advice. It doesn't have to be about music. What would you say to them?
I would say don't be scared, because back then, like we were starting to like play more shows, and like you're fresh out of high school, like you think you know who you are, but you don't. And like I would get very nervous, and I still kind of do, like for the logistics of a live show, getting there, getting set up, talking to the sound guy. I don't really talk to the sound guy too much anymore because we run our own sound. So I solved that problem for me, but it always ends up working out. Like even like what we said earlier, like the situation where literally the sun in the sky overheated our laptops, but we played, you know, and people had a good time, and it's like that's the end goal. And so like no matter if it doesn't go how you in your mind expect it to go, it's gonna happen. And even if it doesn't go well, in a couple of years after that, you're going to look back and be able to laugh at it, no matter how bad it was in the moment.
Very nice.
That's great advice. Good
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
What would mine be? Probably like, don't be too proud about stuff. Like, be willing to compromise. Yeah, but it's a weird thing. I have a weird, like, if I could talk to my younger self, would I? Probably not, because then who knows what the chain of events would be after that. But like,
Here we go. Now
you
we're
know,
getting into it.
right? But like, if I could actually make my younger self do something, I would say start the start the two-piece thing even sooner, and maybe dive into the social media side sooner. That's a thing that took us a while. We were kind of like just trying to muscle it through with the live shows, and especially after COVID, like we had talked about, we realized like, oh, we're shooting ourselves in the foot a bit here because we're playing so many shows that we can't actually put the time into these other things that do matter as much as bands sometimes want to act like they don't. It's as important, if not more important, than your live show, at least when you're coming up.
Yeah, especially nowadays, social media is the only way to really get your name out there. It's such it's such an important thing. And I've tried to do the social media. I can't. So I find it impressive when other people have got it put together, because I just look at them like, you got something I don't.
Well, I realized recently you just have to be okay with being embarrassed. I think that's like the big thing, because like I'll post a video and I'll see that like someone in my family saw it, you know, and I'm like, God, I wish they didn't have to see that video of me like dancing to something when I hate dancing or whatever the thing is. And it's sort of like, well, that's kind of that's just how it goes. And I think that, yeah, it is really difficult though sometimes, especially if you're not feeling it that day. Like, oh, I don't feel very good. You know, I'm having a bad day. It's like, well, we got to put out a video. Like, what are we going to do, you know? So I think that's where it gets a little bit tricky. It's just that consistency. But it's also cool that, like I heard somebody say recently, you could be one 10-second video away from your life changing, which is like pretty awesome, you know? So that's something I try to remember when I'm like, I don't want to make this video.
That's a fair enough point. Never thought of it that way. You're, 10-second video away.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, there's a lot of clips of people online, like, they were completely irrelevant to everyone, and then they did something funny on TikTok, and now all of a sudden they're sponsored.
Yeah,
Right.
and then you get into the weird thing of, like, people who got... I always wonder what it's like for people who got famous over, like, they didn't really do anything. Like, not in a mean way, but it wasn't, like, a skill.
Like a double chunk chocolate cookie, something like that.
Yeah. And so then it's like, okay, you have these sponsorships and stuff, and then when that stops, like, what are you gonna do then? And then sometimes you'll get some of those people like trying to put out songs, and then the songs are like questionable or whatever. But like, I feel like that'd be even harder when you have like a viral video for just like a funny reason, and then you're like, okay, how am I gonna monetize this? That's got to be super difficult.
It definitely would be easier when you have actual content, like art and music behind it. But like, there's just random internet celebrities. They pop up, and then 2 weeks later, they're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you love that one song, It's Friday.
She came back though. She I saw her like, well, that's the other thing. It's like she probably was the first one to do it the TikTok way, but it just took 10 years because like she came out with an album that's actually like solid alternative pop music. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's the same chick that like everyone was playing off their phones and in class when we were in high school. It's crazy.
No, that's definitely true. Especially the little at first and at that. Because it was, what, her second one people were still not fond of, but yeah.
Right, yeah. Weird journeys, man. Very weird journeys, but figured itself out, I guess.
Why don't we play another track?
Yeah, sure.
Your guys' choice.
Kane, you got one on your mind?
Let's do a sad one. We Are Sorry.
There we are, right there. You scroll past it. It's in the after party.
After party? Oh, there we are. And
There
here we
should be
go.
one. Yeah.
Okay, and here we go.
Fire burning bright in the sky at night. Party cups thrown in the blue ocean. We marvel at the waves, but not enough to save them. Give it 50 years, maybe a little less. Our catastrophic fears will be around for you to witness. So do you from me. I just want to sleep. We are sorry, we are sorry. We are sorry, we are sorry. Fire grew and grew, the power hungry knew our innocence is gone, but we're trying to be strong. We're looking at the earth, and all we see is the ground shaking. We can go to space and live in a new place. It's like a brand new toy, like children we destroy. We did the best we can. I hope you understand. We are sorry, we are sorry. We are sorry, we are sorry. Bring one.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm running out of questions now.
Oh. And that. So how about the? I'll go here of my sort of normal musician questions I ask people of, and this is sort of going to be a little bit of a head twister for you. So you made it as a mainstream act. You could have anyone open for you. Who would it be? I know, right?
Still a pretty good one.
Dude.
I would pick. I couldn't tell you a name right now, but I would pick someone who we played a show with, like throughout the years, going through the grind. Like I always thought, if we get to a place that gives us that opportunity to like give back to somebody who's been through those tough experiences too, that's what we would do. Or
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Like someone who has no social media presence, but they're like really good and they've been doing it for a long time. Like basically doing something we wish they could, like that someone could have done for us coming up. Take one of those bands out.
Is there? I want you to both answer this for yourselves. Is there one piece of music that truly resonates with you and that speaks to you more than anything else?
That's a heavy one. Oh my gosh. I would say there's one song on it's on Coldplay's album Milo Xyloto from 2012. It's the last song called Up with the Birds, and it's like an alternative prog rock pop like thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, so it's really euphoric, and like anytime I listen to it, it makes me tear up. And that was kind of the album that set us on the course to kind of where we are now. It's not a perfect album, but there's parts of it. I think that song's perfect, and it kind of just shows you like what's possible. Like they're a big pop band, but they can make a song that has like time signature changes, and like it can be very lofty and look to the future and be like sappy at the same time. Like I think that's the biggest thing. It just showed us what's possible in popular music, I guess.
Funny enough, he took my answer because I have a tattoo of that song.
Hell yeah.
So we both love that song, but he actually introduced me to that, so I have to give him credit. That whole album he introduced me to, so, and that was when my music taste changed. I would say, at least right now for me, Love It If We Made It by the 1975. I full on baby cry every time I listen to that song, like, because it's like kind of about the state of the world. And it's like
Could you repeat the name of that song?
Yes, Love It If We Made It.
Love It If We Made It.
Yep, and it's really sad. It was put out, I think, in 2018 or 19, and unfortunately, it is still relevant today. So,
have you guys ever listened to the Grateful Dead?
Bits and pieces, but I'm not a Deadhead.
I was just gonna say, because something I've noticed with their music, it's also still relevant, and they made it back in the 70s. But I just like that band. But my dad was a big Deadhead, so I always have to hear about it.
Yeah, we shared this is a weird sidebar, but it makes sense, I promise. We shared a minivan as our first car, and it didn't have a CD player, didn't have an aux cord. All it had was a cassette player. So our dad took us to this, it was like a secondhand shop or something, and we found this Led Zeppelin album. Was it Houses of the Holy, right?
Yeah.
And what's the song? Dun, 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 dun. I can't think of the name of it.
Rain Song?
Yes. So that song, similar to what you just said, was made in like the 70s, and it literally sounds like it came out yesterday from like an indie alternative, like folky band or something.
I'm gonna have to give that a listen then.
Yeah,
Chris.
it's crazy. It shocked me when we put the cassette into the van, and it was like, this is from decades ago. This is crazy. So
Nice.
Well, fair enough in that. Not leading. Where are you guys playing this weekend? Or no, 17th. 17th. My bad.
no, you're good. I didn't know whether to call it this weekend or next weekend, but we'll call it next weekend. It's the 17th, October 17th. It's next Friday at a place called the Matinee in Akron. It starts at 7:00. Ruptured Sky, Towers, and Shavar Dante will all be there with us, and we're just gonna make some memories. So come see us. Come see our old TV that is our third member of the band, and we'd love to talk to some people and give you some free merch. So.
And how can everyone find you in case they weren't paying attention just now?
Yeah, you can find us on all social media at the KB Music is our social media handle on all of those: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, and also there's a website that has all of that stuff on there too. thekbmusic.com has our music on there, has our videos on there, has merch. Anything you can think of related to us is on there.
Oh, fair enough in that.
All right.
But we're going to play off with Part of Me in that. Before the WebEx sort of closes out on us again and that. But it's been a pleasure, you guys.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you guys. Thanks for the time. Thanks for letting us chat for an hour or so, and it was cool to meet you guys on the internet machine. Hopefully we can get to your place and meet in real life.
That would be
sometime
awesome.
soon.
Yeah, we'll figure things out, even if it's you're playing around here and that. And I'll add you in our emailing list too.
That'd be awesome.
And that.
Awesome.
So
All right, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.